Hello, my favorite student, and welcome to, or back, to my YouTube channel English with Speaker. My name is Tanya, and today we are going to talk about the zero conditional. And this is going to be our first lesson in the series about conditional. In this lesson, we are going to learn what a conditional sentence is, how many parts there are, and what they are for. We will talk about zero conditional itself, its functions, and practice. But before we continue, there's a free PDF worksheet with all the information from today's lesson and more exercises to practice. Just go to the description box, click on the link and get it for free. Let's bring your English to the next level. What is a conditional sentence? It is a sentence. It often starts with if or unless. It has two parts and one half expresses something which depends on the other half. Let's have a look at this example. If they can't find me, they can't wash me. The first part in this sentence starts with if, and it is called a conditional clause or an if clause. It usually shows an uncertain or an imaginary situation. The second part is a main clause. A main clause usually shows the result of this situation. It doesn't matter what goes first. You can say, if they can't find me, they can't wash me. Or, they can't wash me if they can't find me. And the meaning doesn't change, but you can notice a slight difference in writing. If an if clause stands first, we separate these two clauses with a comma. If a main clause stands first, we don't need any commas. Let's move on to these examples. If you press the red button, it turns the TV on. If you take care of yourself, you feel better. A plant grows if you water it. Now, do these sentences talk about past, now, or future? If you look at the verbs, you may see that all of them are in their present form. Press, turns, take care of, feel, water, grows. So they are in the present, and we call it the zero conditional. But why zero? Let's look closer at the first sentence. If you press the red button, it turns the TV on. If you press the red button is a conditional clause. It's an if clause. It's a situation. It turns the TV on is a main clause. It's the result of the situation. And does it usually happen? Yes, it does. Is it true? Is it general truth? Yeah, it is. And it's the zero conditional because it shows a fact. Take a look at other examples. It's a fact that if we take care of ourselves, if we take care of our mental and physical state, we do feel better. And we have to water our plants if you want them alive. So we use the zero conditional to talk about facts. There is one more way to use the zero conditional. If I can't fall asleep, I read a book. I mean, it's not a universal fact, but it's a rule for me. It's the general truth for me that I tend to read a book if I can't fall asleep for any reason. And that is his second function. So we use the zero conditional to talk about facts and something that usually happens, some general truth. If you want to emphasize the length of the process instead of present simple, as I showed in previous examples, we can use present continuous in zero conditional. If the dog is eating, we don't touch it. If I'm talking on the phone, I don't do anything else. And remember, here we focus on how long, on the length of the action. Zero conditional is also used with imperatives when we tell people what to do, when we instruct them. If you use a blender for the first time, wash it. If you want to turn on the TV, press the red button. Modal verbs can also be used in zero conditional. A modal verb like can, should, must, have to is a verb that is used with another verb like can play, should go, must stop, have to work, to express an idea such as a possibility or an obligation that is not expressed by the main verb. You can't drive a car if you don't have a license. If you haven't seen this film, You should. In zero conditional, you can also replace if with when, and the meaning will not change. When you press the red button, it turns the TV on. When I can't fall asleep, I read a book. So far, we talked about the zero conditional with present tenses, but it can also be used with past simple if we talk about the things that were facts or were habits in the past. If we had money, we always bought some chewing gum. I rode a bike to my granny when I had free time. I know that that's a lot to process, but here's one last thing. Zero conditionals in questions. Well, on the one hand, it's simple because they follow the rules of the tense that you decide to use, be it present simple, present continuous, past simple, or even not a tense, but modal verbs. What happens if I press the red button? Can birds fly if they don't have wings? When a cat sees a mouse, what does it do? Do you remember how to make questions? Do you want me to create a lesson about it? If you do, let me know in the comments. The thing that we should remember about the zero conditional is that we are not talking about the things that might happen in the future. We are talking about facts, general truths, instructions, or advice. If you don't water a plant, it dies. It's a fact. When you don't have a driving license, you cannot drive a car. It's a fact. At least legally, it's a fact. Now let's practice. Your task is to read the sentence and open the brackets in the correct form. The first one. When a baby falls, it cries. Number 2. If my husband cooks, he burns the food. Number 3. He always takes an umbrella when it rains. Number 4. If he is available, ask him to call me back. And number 5. If you click on the link in the description box, you get a free PDF worksheet. And it's a fact. I support every lesson that I have on my YouTube channel with a free PDF worksheet for you to give you more practice and more exercises. So now head to the description box, click on the link and get it for free. So far, I'm so proud of you. You watched the entire lesson about a zero conditional and even practiced with me. That's a great achievement. Thank you for watching this lesson. Thank you for being here with me today. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!